let's take stock. The Dow Jones Industrial Average posting a gain of 16 points. The Dow was up about 8% for the year. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, down a little bit more than a point. So far, S&P has posted an 11% return. The Nasdaq was up just under 1 point. It is up nearly 17%. That's just in 2012. Total volume, U.S. stocks traded a healthy 7.5 billion shares. A quick look at the U.S. bond market. Let's look at the 10-year there, 2.27%. The yield on the 30-year also higher, 3.4%. Gold, the story today, falling to an 8-week low, down 3%, $1,644 for an ounce of gold. For details on today's trading, let's go to Deborah Kostroun at the New York Stock Exchange. Deborah.
Thanks a lot, Pimm. And not much doing for stocks in today's session, so not a lot of movement by that closing bell. And that, of course, after 5 days of gains, traders tell me, so kind of not too surprising after we saw 5 days of gains that maybe the market would move just a little bit lower, at least for the S&P. The big focus, however, was on financial shares after 15 of 19 banks passed the stress test. And as you can see, Citigroup and MetLife, they were down on that news. Of course, they did not pass the stress test, but a very different story for SunTrust. They also did not pass the stress test, but the stock moving higher in today's session, Pimm.
Now, Deborah, so it's the day after the Federal Reserve says that the economy is doing better because the job market is doing better. So what are traders saying about the possibility of another round of quantitative easing?
Well, it looks like, because the Fed's saying that the economy is getting a little bit better, the possibility of QE3 pretty slim and maybe out of the picture. And traders say that's another reason that stocks didn't shoot up today, because it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. The economy is getting better, so we won't need stimulus. And so that's one of the reasons we had transports falling in today's session. The idea there, maybe a lack of stimulus, and since we don't need it, maybe stocks are fairly priced, at least for right now. So we saw the transports lower in today's session. Have to mention Apple once again hitting a new high after Morgan Stanley raised its price estimate to $720 a share. Now, of course, we're all waiting for Friday's arrival of the new iPad. New estimates coming out point to Apple selling 65 million iPads this year and 91 million next year. So there might be some validity to that $720 price target there from Morgan Stanley. Back to you, Pimm.
All right. Thank you very much. Deborah Kostroun reporting from the New York Stock Exchange.